Hello and welcome to the Capitol Report on NTD Television. I'm your host, Melina Weisskopf, filling in for Steve Lance tonight. Here's what's coming up. New jobs numbers above expectations. President Biden's campaign using that to target former President Trump. But are troubling polls making the White House drop the phrase Bidenomics? And in California, the president's son, Hunter Biden, faces a 9-count indictment, which includes 3 felony tax charges. If convicted, he could get as much as 17 years in prison. And Tucker Carlson alongside former President Trump in 2024? Arian Pazar brings us what's behind the rumors and what Carlson himself reportedly says about the possibility. President Biden's 2024 campaign wasting no time touting the latest jobs report. But there's no mention of Bidenomics, which is fueling speculation over whether the catchphrase has done his campaign more harm than good. NTD's White House correspondent Iris Tao has more.
The Labor Department says the U.S. economy added almost 200,000 jobs in November as the unemployment rate fell to 3.7%. That's above expectations, and President Biden touted numbers today, saying he's achieved, quote, better growth and lower inflation than any other advanced country. Biden's 2024 campaign using it to target former President Trump and saying in a statement today that Biden's, quote, cleaning up the economic disaster Trump left behind. But the messaging comes as a new CNN poll this week shows 71% of Americans think the economy is poor. Meanwhile, the White House says,
and many other White House officials talk about how Bidenomics is indeed lowering costs.
The White House began using the catchphrase Bidenomics this year in an effort to change troubling polling. But President Biden, who NBC News says has used the term 101 times since June, has made zero mention of it in the last whole month. Meanwhile, the White House says that does not mean that the term has been dropped.
He had signs right behind him just last week. I was there. I'm sure you saw them that said Bidenomics. When he talks about the economy, that is Bidenomics.
The White House has also used the term MAGAnomics to contrast Biden's policies with Trump's. And Trump today, meanwhile, decried what he called the worst inflation in decades and a terrible economy. New inflation numbers are expected to be rolled out next week. Reporting from the White House, Iris Tao, NTD News.
And Hunter Biden's tax woes just got bigger after special counsel David Weiss hit him with a 56-page indictment late Thursday. It's the second indictment against Biden in 3 months. NTD's legal correspondent Arlene Richards reviews the highlights and the reactions.
The president's son, Hunter Biden, is facing a 9-count indictment that includes 3 felony charges and 6 misdemeanors. The indictment filed by special counsel David Weiss accuses the younger Biden of engaging in a 4-year scheme to not pay at least $1.4 million in federal taxes from 2016 to 2019, while spending millions of dollars on an extravagant lifestyle. According to the indictment, he spent his money on drugs, escorts and girlfriends, luxury hotels and rental properties, exotic cars, clothing, and other items of a personal nature. It says, in short, everything but his taxes. The lavish spending was allegedly at its highest in 2018, reaching $1.8 million. The indictment says that during a 4-year period, Hunter Biden made expenditures that included over $600,000 in payments to various women, $397,000 on clothes and accessories, and more than $180,000 in adult entertainment. Hunter Biden admitted to a crack cocaine addiction in his recent memoir. The indictment says he described his drug use in 2018 as 24 hours a day, smoking every 15 minutes, 7 days a week. In 2021, he spoke to CBS News about that experience.
I spent more time on my hands and knees picking through rugs, smoking anything that even remotely resembled crack cocaine.
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer attributed the new charges to the bravery of 2 IRS whistleblowers who testified about the Hunter Biden tax investigation. Comer said the agents put their careers on the line to reveal misconduct and politicization during the probe. Arlene Richards, NTD News.
And the House is set to vote next week on opening an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. Now they're moving fast on plans to try to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. In a major escalation today, House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan subpoenaed Mayorkas. Jordan wants him to supply information and documents related to violent criminals who've either been paroled in by the DHS or illegally entered the country. It's expected that the House could vote on a Mayorkas impeachment as early as the end of this year. And will Tucker Carlson be former President Trump's running mate in 2024? The talk show host now reportedly responding to rumors. This as Trump expands his lead in a new 2024 poll. NTD's Arian Pazdar has an election update.
Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson reportedly responding to speculation about running for vice president alongside former President Trump. Carlson was reportedly asked about the issue at a Christmas gala on Thursday night, responding, "God would have to yell at me very loud. To go from being a well-paid street corner schizophrenic to a politician, it's just kind of hard to envision." Tucker's comments came just hours after Axios reported on these speculations. And according to the outlet, it is Melania Trump who wants Tucker to run besides the former president. Now, the talk show host previously said he has no interest at all in positions of power, but he didn't rule it out when he was asked on Thursday. At the same time, a new Emerson College poll found that Trump maintains a 47 to 43% lead over President Biden in a hypothetical 2024 matchup. And Trump's lead increases when taking other candidates into account. In one scenario, the poll found Trump would get 43%, Biden 37%, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. 7%, and Jill Stein and Cornel West 1% each. And looking at the GOP primaries, Emerson found Trump leading with a strong 64%, way ahead of all other Republican candidates. This comes as media are getting ready to host at least 3 more GOP primary debates. CNN will host 2, one in Iowa, one in New Hampshire. ABC is also going to host one in New Hampshire. That one's going to take place just a few days before the CNN event. Arian Pazdar, NTD News.
Thank you for watching the Capitol Report. If you want to see our full broadcast, check us out at epochtv.com.